Creating in Geometry Dash can be really difficult. More often than not, a single level or mega collab part will take dozens, if not hundreds of hours. So sometimes, creators just feel the need to step back and make a less serious level for a change. One of those creators is a creator named Carmel, or CrazyMan50 to quote-unquote veterans such as myself. I say quote-unquote because I've been playing this game since 2017. Oh god. Carmel has shown multiple times that he can actually create on par with what the rest of the community has made, with levels such as Black Blizzard, EXO, and Falling Up. But of course he's not going to be totally serious all the time, because where's the fun in that? So naturally, he's released many a joke level, with classics such as Conical Depression, Don't Rate This Level, and Hungry Humphrey. One of the levels that he released just as a joke, which is actually the topic of this video, is Low Death. What makes this level so intriguing to me is that it was initially dead for multiple years before being verified, due to extensive requests for a large portion of the community to beat it. It was eventually verified on April 1st, 2020, or April Fool's Day. And since that's exactly 3 years ago to the day that I'm posting this video, I figured it was the perfect time to talk about it. So welcome to the stupidest video I've ever put on this channel. So despite being essentially just an April Fool's joke, I think Low Death is quite a good level. How good a level is it? Well, it's quite literally in my personal top 5 favorite Extreme Demons, meaning almost 700 other, way more serious levels got beaten out by nothing more than a super buff 9-star. Nice try, guys! But that's the thing. Low Death is nothing more than a super buff 9-star. What events could have possibly led to the creation and rating of this level? Well, it all started in around mid 2.0. Basically, there was a creator named Migward, I think that's how it's pronounced, I'll pronounce it Mishward, who released a level called High Life, which was made partly in Update 1.9 and partly in 2.0. High Life wasn't a revolutionary level, but it was a fun level, and it eventually caught the attention of Carmel. Carmel and Mishward were already pretty close. As a matter of fact, Mishward was supposed to decorate a remake of Carmel's first ever level, Unarmed, which would eventually be finished by Carmel himself and known as Rearmed, but anyway. So when Carmel asked if he could take High Life and buff it, Mishward didn't have a problem with it. Carmel then super buffed it to Extreme Demon difficulty after naming it Low Death as a suggestion from Mishward's friends. But the problem is, he buffed it so much that he ended up struggling to make progress on it. What's important to know is that Low Death was built at the time when Bloodbath and Hell still dominated the top spots on the Demons list. Low Death today rests right in between those two levels. I don't remember the exact position, but it's somewhere in between the two of them. But back then, this meant that the level could have been considered the second hardest level in the entire game, so Carmel ended up struggling so much that he considered dropping the level. Additionally, by this point he had moved on to bigger and better projects, such as Litfuse, Valor, and a couple of others, yet people still expected him to be playing Low Death. So at one point, Carmel decided enough was enough and killed off the level, at least from the view of the public. For years, the only thing we heard of Low Death was a shirt that Carmel made to annoy those constantly asking for the level, but eventually the hype for it died down, which led to Carmel picking up the level again in about January of 2020. And on April Fool's Day 2020, he uploaded the level, with a verification video disguised by using the fake name Gangnam Style. He'd actually verified it almost a month prior, on March 5th, but waited until April Fool's Day to release the verification to the public, for what I feel is pretty obvious reasons. And thus, the greatest April Fool's joke in Geometry Dash history was released. So now that I've gone over most of its history, it's time to actually talk about why I adore this level so much. First of all, the gameplay. I am not joking when I say that this is by far the best level in the entire game when it comes to gameplay. Every single part is a blast doing it by itself, and putting it together is just even more fun. Additionally, the fact that Carmel managed to give each part no less than 5 ways of doing it, whether intentionally or otherwise, makes the level that much better. Especially the saw ship part at around 50%, because there's practically an infinite number of ways to do it just because of how improvisable it is. Not only that, the gameplay makes you feel awesome when you do it for the first time. Like, few things in my time playing this game will ever compare to the first time I did parts like the 50% ship, the 80% ship, the ending ball, stuff like that. It's not just the gameplay that I love, although the points the gameplay gets by itself would be enough to skyrocket the level past a good 30% of all extremes. No, every other aspect of this level plays into why I love it so much. I actually think the decoration looks really good for early 2.0, and isn't too much of an eyesore, unlike some early 2.0 levels. And if you want examples, well, if you look at Sweet Dude's discography from that time, I'm sure you'll find one. Not only that, but the transitions between the 1.9 and 2.0 parts are incredibly smooth and feel very natural. I get that I'm pretty much just praising the decoration of High Life, but hey, why not? Plus, I legitimately like a lot of the visuals that Caramel's buffs add, as weird as it is to sound. One example of this is the wave quarters. I actually think the extra spikes there look pretty nice, along with the additional sauce. The song and sync are both very good. The song is obviously very copyrighted, but since I'm in no danger of actually losing money, I decided to put it in the beginning and end of this video, which I'm totally going to regret when my channel gets taken down, but for now, we chillin'. The sync is also really good as well, as High Life in general just has good sync, and I think Caramel's levels in general have very good sync. It's not like Penito sync, but it's still really good sync. The originality of Low Death is the only part I can criticize, and of course this would get a low ranking. It's literally a super buffed 9-star. But other than that, every other aspect of this level plays into why I love it so much, and why it will remain in my personal top 5 favorite Extreme Demons for as long as I can, as long as into the future as I can think. So this is the end of the video and the explanation of why I adore this level to death. I'm really sorry this video wasn't longer, but I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, as I mentioned in the description of the previous video. I am performing in an event called Allstate for the second year in a row, if you remember from the Storytime with Doge. So yeah, I wanted to make this longer, but you know, it is what it is, and at least I actually gave you content instead of fabricated completion number 11,577. So yeah, that's it from this video. I should have more content coming out soon, I hope, if I don't get sick again, which, knowing me, is pretty likely to happen. So yeah, if you liked the video, like the video, I guess, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!